Kevin Nelson. Here's a look at what's going on this week in the news. We begin with news from the Vatican. Pope Francis celebrated Mass for the Feast of the Epiphany January 6th in St. Peter's Basilica. In his homily, the Pope said that life is a journey, and like the three wise men, people are looking for the fullness of truth and of love, which Christians recognize in Jesus, the light of the world. He said that Christians should go out into the world to follow God, but use holy cunning to guard against the snares of temptation. Pope Francis said that the Magi teach us to defend ourselves from evil and not to be content with a life of mediocrity, but to let ourselves be attracted always by what is good, true, and beautiful by God. After the Mass, tens of thousands of people listened to the Pope's noon prayer over St. Peter's Square. The Pope noted that January 6th marked World Day of Missionary Childhood, and he praised the efforts by Christian children to spread the gospel and reach out to the less fortunate. The Pope also extended a Christmas greeting to Eastern Christians who follow the Julian calendar and who were preparing to celebrate the birth of Christ January 7th. Also taking place on Monday, the Feast of the Epiphany, the three wise men's visit to the baby Jesus, which was reenacted at the Vatican. Rome Reports has more on this tradition, which has spread to a number of other countries.
The caravan with the three wise men will arrive at the Vatican on January 6th. This year, their long journey will have them deliver presents to children in Poland. Their arrival is met with great joy because their journey is rather special. The three wise men have to overcome a series of obstacles to make their way to baby Jesus. The caravan organizers, the Cavalcade Foundation of the Magi, established the tradition in Poland. Their aim is to instill the Christian identity of the Feast of Epiphany and promote community and family values. The success of the cavalcade has had the group set up versions in 184 cities across Poland, Italy, the United Kingdom, Germany, the United States, and Rwanda. In fact, the foundation will take the cavalcade for the first time to the Vatican to greet the Pope and adore baby Jesus. Joining them on the trek to Rome is a small group with 10,000 crowns they will distribute among the crowd to encourage others to follow the star to Bethlehem.
More news now from the Vatican. From now on, the honor of Monsignor will only be granted to diocesan priests at least 65 years of age. And the change is not retroactive and does not affect Vatican officials or members of religious orders. Pope Francis's decision to limit the honor was announced in a letter from the Vatican Secretariat of State to nunciatures around the world. There are three grades of Monsignor: Apostolic Proto-Notary, Honorary Prelate of His Holiness, and Chaplain of His Holiness. Now, diocesan priests who meet the new age requirement will only be able to become the last grade of Monsignor, which is the Chaplain of His Holiness. Though no reason has been given for this change, Pope Francis has often warned clergy against the temptations of careerism and personal ambition. Staying at the Vatican, the Legionaries of Christ will meet on Wednesday. It will mark the new beginning of a new era for the organization. Rome Reports has the details.
Wednesday, January 8th, will be the start of a new decisive chapter for the Legionaries of Christ. After 3 years revising their charism, they must approve a new constitution and choose new leadership to effectively put an end to the era of founder Marcial Maciel. The Vatican's papal delegate Velasio de Paolis convoked the chapter in October. He oversees the Legion since July 2010 after the Vatican uncovered the scandalous double life Maciel led. Their meeting will begin on January 8th with a Mass at the congregation's headquarters in Rome. 61 priests will take part in the chapter general. Nearly two-thirds of them were elected to represent their territories. During the first few sessions, Velasio de Paolis will present his report on the Legionaries of Christ. The next people to speak will be Sylvester Hierman, acting general director, as well as the territorial directors. Elections for the new general director will begin on January 20th. The order was founded on January 3, 1941 in Mexico. Their goal is to, quote, extend the kingdom of God in society according to the demands of Christian charity and justice. They have over 2,800 members across 22 countries. The new leadership will dictate the path the Legionaries of Christ will set on in the coming years.
And finally in the news, over the weekend, Pope Francis announced that he will be making his first trip as pontiff to the Holy Land, May 24th through the 26th. His visit to Jordan, Israel, and the Palestinian territories will mark the 50th anniversary of the historic visit by Pope Paul VI to the Holy Land in 1964. Latin Patriarch Fuad of Jerusalem welcomed the announcement and said he hopes the pilgrimage will be a cry for peace, particularly for Palestinians, Israelis, and Syrians. The Pope's schedule is expected to include celebrating masses in Bethlehem, Jerusalem, and the Jordanian capital Amman, where he will begin his trip. Also, Pope Francis will meet Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew of Constantinople and the three Catholic Patriarchs of Jerusalem. He will also meet with Jordan's King Abdullah II and Israeli President Shimon Peres. The Pope will travel to the site along the Jordan River where it is believed that Jesus was baptized and the place chosen by Jesus to begin his mission. And there he will have dinner with Syrian refugees, the handicapped, and the impoverished. Well, that is all the information we have for you this time. I'm Kevin Nelson. Don't forget, you can keep up to date on Catholic news throughout the week with Catholic Newsbreak right here on the Catholic TV network.